Let me, can I switch the fan off? Is it better now? Is my voice better now? Guys? Is my voice different? It's the same as usual. Yes?
Yes, sir, it's still the same.
It's still the same? Okay. Your voice is good when I'm close to the laptop. Wait, why is that the case? Oh, okay.
Yeah, now is it better normally also? Now is it better? Guys?
Yes, sir,
Yeah.
it's better now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Then theek. It's not because of the fan. Chalo. Yeah. So see this again, this is what kind of a writing style is this? It's factual. Yes, it's almost descriptive to a point. Correct? Don't leave out such kind of passages. It's always in your favor if you're leaving out an argumentative passage where you're seeing implied idea questions. There's a good chance that you might go wrong. ऐसे वाले passages में there's not so much of a chance that you will go wrong. ठीक है. So we had good number of questions in this. Yes, how many of you done this passage? Only 3 of you. Kiriti gokunna avuna gutleda. Okay, so 3 of you have done this passage. You left this passage. Why? There was no time. Okay. All right. So see here, when I'm looking at these passages this way, the first passage that I would attempt is the second one. Okay. Why? First things first is short. Second thing, it's not talking about a too complicated topic. That's my rationale to choose things. Second passage that I would choose is the third passage. Okay. Then I will come back after doing my VA section and see if I'm doing any of the other 2 passages. Okay, obviously I'll do one more passage. Minimum I'll do one more passage. Okay, now let's jump to the VA section. So I've told you my rationale behind this. It's up to you next mock. If you want to take that up, try taking it up. Okay, so length and tunnadi, is it a topic that I know about? And in general, do I have an awareness about the topic? Third thing, just by skimming that, are there some too complicated words for me to look at? As long as there is not so much complexity in this, it's okay. All right. Okay. Now let's go into the sentences. Yes. So this was what? This was my. Why is pen not coming? So this is my para jumble. Correct? Yeah. Now just have a small look at it. Let's start solving from here. We'll come back to the passage. We'll do 2, we'll do 3, then we'll do one of the other. Start mention your time, measure your time and start solving. How many of you have done this before? Yes. How many? Okay. And did you get it correct? Yes, no? Yes. Kiriti? You didn't see the answer. Okay. Fine. Do it. Come on. Take your time. Do this. Then we can actually start discussing it. So Chakradhar has already sent me the email. If you have a group or something, yes, so batch 3, batch 5, you have a group. Okay, do one thing. No, one of you just take all the people in the group's email IDs and send it to me in one document. Yes, can you do that? I'll add you to that. All the emails I'll directly copy and paste it on that document. How many of you are done? Yes. Okay. So what's the answer? 2, 2, 1, 5, 3, 4. Okay. Any other answers? What's it? Same answer. Is it not 2, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3? You got 2, 1, 5, 4, 3. See, my answer would be 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, not 3, 4. Now, okay. How many of us agree with these answers? One of these two answers. Is there anyone who does not agree with either of these answers? What's your answer? 2, 3, 4, 1, 5. Acha, okay, cool. Anyone else? Any other answers? 2, 4, 3, 5, 1. Okay. Okay. Any more answers? Ravi? Okay. Sampath? This one. This one. Okay. Josna? Yeah. Sai? 2, 1, 4, 3, 5. 2, 1, 5. Okay. So you went with 2, 1, 5, 4, 3. 2, 1, 4, 3, 5. Acha. Okay. Vamsi? 2, 1, 5, 4, 3. Okay. Sumant? 2, 1, 5, 3, 4. 2, 1, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 2, 1, 5, 3, 4. Nana? 2, 1, 5, 4, 3. Okay. Now, let's first look at why is 2 the most simple independent statement, because the entire topic is about psychopaths and how they would be, or how the different results would be in terms of different testing. Okay. Now, if I make a small mind map of this parajumble, can I say that the major distinction would be psychopaths? There are two kinds of tests. Okay. One are self-reports, and the second one is what? Physiological or whatever brain related, brain response tests. Yes. Can I do this? So did this parajumble now become categorical? Yes, it became a category by category. Remember that one rule I talked to you about sequencing. So sequencing rules will apply. So first you talk about psychopaths. And since he's talked about tests of empathy, you will then go and talk about tests of empathy. Hi, what's up? Come, have a seat. Take off your mask, breathe a little. You okay? Hey, did you say no? Oh, okay, okay. All right. I heard no, so I was just concerned. Yeah, all right. So definitely this part, and then we are going to go ahead with tests of empathy. Now, when we are talking about tests of empathy, if I'm looking at skin conductance, this thing I can look at in terms of this part, right? So I know that 4 and 3 are somehow connected, either in 3-4 fashion or 4-3 fashion, they both are somehow connected. When I'm talking about fifth one, I have but psychopaths. So unless I establish something, I cannot bring this but psychopaths one. Okay, and what's the subject? They produce intriguing results on the experiments which are not the first type, because this is the introduction about the second type, correct? So naturally, I'll go into this. Now, is it valid for me to go into that? Yes, because I can see these tests. Okay, and there's no other form where I can use these tests. Okay, are we getting this point? So 2 and 1 go together. Next, what do we do? So what does he say in one? These are usually based on self-reports that psychopaths are prolific liars. Prolific ante chala manchi abaddalu cheppevallu, chala gettiga cheptaru abaddalu. This is not necessarily surprising. Okay, that means on one test, them doing extremely well is not necessarily surprising. But on some other tests, how they're performing is what we are trying to look at. Yes. So naturally, the progression is 2, 1, and 5. Till this part, it's clear. Okay, are we all clear till this part? So the other answers that I've gotten this and this, I can just eliminate. Now the real question is it 4-3 or 3-4? If you look at it properly, skin conductance, for an example, measures something, something, something. Yes. Okay. But now what did I tell about 5? I spoke about 5 saying that there are some intriguing results. So the logical connectivity would be, what are these intriguing results? Okay. Now, you might have thought that, okay, I am first explaining what skin conductance is, and then I'm telling you about how they perform on skin conductance. But I don't need to explain you about skin conductance until I tell you that these are the results that are skewed. Are you getting my point? So because this is in a descriptive manner, you're not going with definition and then the example. You're saying the use case and then what it is. Got it? Easy enough? Clear? So 21543. Come on. Now what is this? This is also, yeah, this is also a para jumble. Come on, do it. See, the reason why I'm so insistent on para jumbles is because it's a sure shot 3 marks ka answer. Even if you fuck up, you're not going to lose marks here. Okay, unlike RCs, when there's a good chance you might lose something more, here you won't. So, thoda sa mehnat karo, kar lo. And please remember, whenever you see things like but, it's likely, they're usually never the first statements. आपको ये सब बताया जा चुका है already. Yeah, please go on, go on.
But I actually did not understand the last one.
Who is that? Pratiksha. Yeah, tell me, what was your conundrum? What was the conundrum you're facing in the last one?
So that only, sir, because the fifth statement said that psychopaths also produce intriguing results and experiments that test physiological and brain responses.
Right.
Yes, yes. And after that, I did 3 and then I did 4.
So the reason why 3 should not come before 4 over there is because we are first telling what the intriguing results are. Okay, so if we are not telling ki they are showing less skin conductance than the other people, than normal people or control population, why do I even need to talk about skin conductance? Because in 3, he's never told about, how psychopaths perform or how other people perform, no? So that becomes a purely extension of your 4th point, a pure definition for the 4th point ka procedure. Now, had he spoken about, how skin conductance is different in different people in the 3rd one, then we would have put the 3rd one before the 4th one.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Yeah, please come on, solve this. All of you are done? Yes? Okay. Chalo, can you guys tell me what's this about? He says simple rumination, the process of churning your concerns around in your head, isn't the answer. We credit Socrates with the insight that the unexamined life is not worth living, and that to know thyself is a part of true wisdom. Certainly, research has shown that people who are prone to rumination also suffer from impaired decision making under pressure and are at a substantially increased risk of depression. Okay, again, very psychology related topic. How many of you attempted this? Now I understood why I enjoyed this mock so much. It was very so. See, the thing is, for me, it's mostly like reading a textbook. At least these topics, so I can understand where the link is pretty easily. I'm not expecting that you should also understand the same way, but what I'm saying is, okay, there is a logical way to understand it. What is that? Chalo yaar, what are the answers? Acha. The previous question also we gave same answer, I guess. No, 2 1 4 5 3. Okay. ठीक है जो भी है. Yes. All of you agree with this? 2 5. Okay, so 4 3 3 4 వచ్చిందా నీది కూడా second one. Okay, very good. Yeah, anyone else? Any other answer? 2 5 4 1 3. Acha, so all of us agree 2 and 5 are like the first two statements, kya? Or you don't agree? Tell ra. You said 2 5 4 1 3 only, no? So it could also be 5 4 1 3 2 according to you. That's what you're saying, no? Acha, okay, fine. Okay, online. How many of you attempted this? How many of you got this correct? Chalo, theek hai, no problem. So clearly, second one is the first statement. Naturally, yeah. The fifth one, if you're taking as the first statement, it has but in it, no? But what? So मैं वही तो बोल के मैं बैठा था ना यार कि यार इसमें आपको पता है कि fourth और fifth first statement होगा नहीं. See, whenever you have but, always remember there's some idea before that but that you are missing out on. Okay, there's only one straight chance wherein you'll be putting but wala statement as your first sentence. That is, if these four statements have absolutely nothing to do with this fifth statement of but this statement is the introduction to these four statements. Okay, why? Because that time the parajumble must have been taken out like this. If this is one paragraph and this is the second paragraph, they must have picked the last line and then this paragraph the context. ऐसे होता नहीं है वैसे, ठीक है? मतलब इतना भी कोई इतना महान नहीं बैठा है कि ऐसे दे देंगे देखते हैं क्या करेंगे बच्चे, नहीं. No one is that sadist. Okay, people also want you to pass. Yeah, ठीक है यार. So second one, we credit Socrates with the insight. Certainly research has shown that people are prone to rumination. So यहाँ का ये जो rumination वाला part है, I can understand it's linked to the first one, है ना? Okay, it's likely to cause you to become stuck in the rut of your own thoughts and immersed in the emotions that might be leading you astray. So I don't know what exactly this is, but my question is, what is this? It's okay. I can't write it here. Okay. Okay, my question is, what is this it's? So obviously this is also not going immediately. Okay, chalo. So we credit Socrates for the insight that the unexamined life is worth living and to know thyself is the path to true wisdom. Now this is all about self-reflection and thinking about themselves, right? But is there a right and a wrong way to go about such self-reflection? So these two are going together. And the other three, yeah, that is how you think about it. The other three are looking at the process of it, but this is validating the process. Okay, so identification of the process, who said it and what is that? So 2 5 is correct so far. Isme bhi 2 5 is correct and this is gone. Okay, अब 2-5 के बाद देखते हैं यार. Over here, in 3 saying that certainly research has shown that people are prone to rumination. So directly I cannot bring 3. Naturally, I need to know what's rumination. Yes, again, why do I need to know what's rumination? Because unlike in last parajumble, here we have not done anything about rumination in the 5th statement. Okay. If I say that, but there's a right and wrong way to think about such reflection, and certain groups of people ruminate, then maybe I can directly go to 3. But I've not done that yet. So I need to introduce what is rumination. We come here. Simple rumination. What is that simple rumination? The process of churning your concerns. So यहाँ तक ठीक है. 251 तक all of us are fine. ये वाला चला गया. 25413 किसका था मेरे को नहीं याद है, but it's gone. Okay. Now, when we are looking at 251, so simple rumination का हो गया है. Either we go with 4 or either we go with 3. Now is the time you start asking the question, what is this? It's rumination. Yes. So rumination is likely to cause you to become stuck in your own thoughts. Versus यहाँ पे जाएंगे. यहाँ पे खत्म कर दिए हम. If we went to 3rd one instead of the 4th one, then that it could be 2 things, either rumination or depression. Are you getting my point? Which is why you should take 4-3 and not 3-4. If you're taking 3 instead of 4, you have 2 options. It could either be rumination or depression. But the main idea of the passage is about rumination. Rumination क्या है? बार-बार same चीज सोचना. Okay विषयमा चला आलोचिस्तू ఉండడం. Okay, now you're going back in your thoughts again and again. సరేనా? So అది మన main idea కనుక we are taking the 4th one and not the 3rd one. Clear? Yes. So remember I told you that whenever you're reading all the 5 sentences, get to understand what that genre is. Get to understand what that theme is. At దేని గురించి అడ్ బాధ ఏంటో మీకు అర్థం అవ్వాలి ఫస్ట్. అడ్ బాధ ఏంటో మీకు అర్థం కాకపోతే మీరు సెంటెన్స్లు పెట్టలేరు. Yes? Clear?
Sir,
Pratiksha, tell me. Yeah.
Sir, I got this correct, but
Okay.
what I thought, like why I thought of choosing 4 instead of 3 is that first is your reason. Second is also it's told that in third sentence, who are prone to rumination also often suffer from. I also chose it because the also is there.
Okay.
Is that a right way to approach, or I should like?
I mean, see, it's not the wrong way to approach, especially for this question, because obviously you are thinking that, yes, first I'm dealing with rumination, and then I'm looking at the other comorbid issues. Okay, so for this question, it's not the wrong way, but I am not entirely sure if this logic will work for all the questions.
Okay, sir.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's go to the next one. 25143 will be the answer. हाँ कर लो यार, do it. అవును మీరు మీ టైం ఏమొచ్చి మెజర్ చేసుకుంటున్నారా? ఎస్, ఓకే. Are we done? How many of you attempted this one? I wouldn't have attempted this one. Now see again, I can like tell you a little bit because this mock in itself was very conducive to me. Okay, had this been another mock, maybe I would have attempted this parajumble instead of a RC. But unfortunately or fortunately for me, in this mock, I like 3 RCs. As in, I could understand when I'm reading them that yes, I'll know the answer. Okay. Now, sometimes it so happens that 2 RCs, you get the idea, you get the grasp of it. And the other 2 RCs, you understand half of it, but you really don't know where the story is going. Okay. Did it happen to you people? అయ్యే ఉంటుంది ఎస్ సమ్టైమ్స్ ఇంకా దరిద్రం కాలిపోతే ప్యాసేజ్ మొత్తం బాగా అర్థమవుతుంది కానీ క్వశ్చన్స్ లో వాడు ఏమొచ్చి పెట్టేస్తాడు ఎస్ సో మై సజెషన్ ఇస్ ఆల్వేస్ మార్క్ అంటే చూసింగ్ లోనే ఫస్ట్ 5 minutes లో అన్నాను కదా చూస్ 2 parajumbles that you think you'll mark, choose 2 para summaries that you think you'll mark, choose 1 odd man out that you think you'll mark. 5 అయిపోయి అక్కడ ఓకేనా. మిగతా వాటిలోంచి ఇంకొక 10 questions మీరు చూస్ చేసుకోండి. సో ఆబ్జెక్టివ్లీ 15 questions out of 24 లాగా దీస్ యూ విల్ పక్కా మార్క్. మిగతా ఎన్ని మార్క్స్ చేసినా బోనస్ అని అనుకోండి మీరు. ఓకే yes answers. How many of you attempted this one before? A very less number of people attempted. Kya? Okay, cool. Tell me here. Pratiksha, what's your answer? Did Pratiksha type the answer? No.
Sir, 1, 3, 4, 5.
1, 3.
2, 4, 5. I'm totally unsure of the fifth statement, so I did not attempt this one.
Okay, fine. So she says 1, 3, 2, 4, 5. आपका क्या जवाब है? 1, 2, 2, 4, 5, 3. కాదు. ఓకే అలా ఎలాగా ఎవరాడు? No, not wait, no. Why did you think 5 is the first statement? Come on. Let's read it. For to be a rational actor is to be a responsible actor, which involves acknowledging the risks one faces, and this allows us to see today's growing responsiveness to existential risks as being of a piece with an ongoing and as yet unfinished project that we first began to set for ourselves during the Enlightenment. With so much complexity, why did you think this would be the first statement? నేను నీకు బోనస్ గా ఒక నిమిషం ఇస్తాను, సరిగ్గా కూర్చుని ఆలోచించు. బికాస్ హియర్ parajumbles I've told you we are always doing it in splits. First come to the conclusion, then decide if you really want that to be your answer or not. Do that again. Take 1 minute, come up with the answer, take some time to become sure of it. అనవసరంగా ఊరికినే ఏమో ఆడుకుని వెళ్ళద్దు ఇక్కడ నుంచి. మరీ ఆటలా అయిపోయిందిరా. రోషన్ నీ ఆన్సర్ ఏంటి? సారీ రాకేష్ నీ ఆన్సర్ ఏంటి? ఆన్సర్ See, as far as my understanding goes, the right answer should be 1, 3, 5, 2, 4. Let me just see what's the answer. 1, 3, 5, 2, 4. See, I was not very sure about my answer, which is why I looked at the answer, but still. Now, the reason why I chose this answer is because in 4 you have moreover, yaar. And if you are putting 2 after that 4, it's not making sense at all. Okay, let's go through the thing. I'll explain you the rationale behind my answer, and then I'll ask you for your rationale. Now, what I was saying is, first of all, as ideas goes, human extinction is a comparatively new one, which emerged first during 18th and 19th centuries. Okay. Now, someone who has a little bit knowledge would know that that period is known as the Enlightenment era or the Renaissance era. No, this is why I did not attempt this, because I was not sure if my knowledge was accurate or not. Okay, దాని తర్వాత చెక్ చేసుకున్నానులే, అది వేరే విషయం. But yes, it's true. Okay, so it's known as the Enlightenment era or the Renaissance era. So when he said during the Enlightenment, he did not mean some guy was becoming Baba or anything. He meant during that period. And that period was given there. So very clearly to me, one is the introduction. Baki ka sab gaya bhad mein. Okay, you got my logic, all of you? Okay. Now in the third one, when I'm looking at the third one, you can see that though understudied, the idea has an important history because it teaches us lessons on what it means to be human in the first place, in the sense of what is demanded by such a calling. Now, when we are talking about human extinction, no, yes, it teaches us. So without that, what does that pronoun it even do? If I'm looking at two here, recollecting the story of how we came over, I cannot say recollecting the story is it. Are you getting my point? I'm looking at all the subjects and I'm seeing where can I place this pronoun? Which subject can actually take this pronoun? Instead of me going by a story forming approach, I'm going from a grammar approach. Why? Again, I told you people, I did not understand the story behind this very well, which is why I wouldn't have attempted it in my paper. Had it been my cat, I wouldn't have attempted this. But sare, tappadu inka attempt cheyali ante, I'll go with the grammar approach over here instead of the story forming approach. So theek hai. So recollecting the story of how we came about is not showing or going into it part. So my one will go with my 3. Next kya ho raha hai dekho. For to be a rational actor is to be a responsible actor. Now again, in what context am I talking about all these? This is all in the context of what is the demands by us. What is he demanding from us? That means if I'm rational, I am responsible. Okay, so this is going into philosophy altogether, where he's talking about human extinction and how you are thinking about human extinction and how exactly the lessons are coming. And then he's talking about why you have to care about it and all. Okay, so 1, 3, and then comes 5. That yes, there's some acknowledgement of, risks that one faces. And then there's some growing responsiveness to existential crisis. And okay, ye sab ho gaya. When did this come? In that period. So it's all tying up. So far, it's all tying up to my period of enlightenment. Okay. Now let us look at 4-2 or 2-4. Because that is again a challenge for us. Yes. Now, if I'm going with 4-2, moreover, we must care as never before insofar as the oncoming century is to be the riskiest thus far. Now, if I'm saying this and then going to recollecting the story of how we came to care about our own extinction, helps to establish precisely why we must continue to care. Again, there's no connection. With 4 and 2, there's not really much of the connection. But in the converse, if I try to understand, what is 2 telling? Caring about our, the story, recollecting the story about how our extinction or how our extinction will happen, will help us continue to care. And why should we do that? Moreover, we must care now. So he's giving a reason, no? Yes, so a cause and an effect kind of a thing is happening in 4 and 2. Sorry, 2 and 4. Get it? So for me, 4 will be my end and 2 will be before my 4. So I fixed up 2 pairs in all of this. If you look at it, the 2 pairs that I fixed up is 1, 3 and 2, 4. Only challenge was where is 5? And for me, 5 cannot be either the last statement or the first statement. Because starting with a 4 to be a rational actor is this thing. That means it's already dependent on the topic. So definitely it's not the first statement. Yes. Since I have 4, which concludes the topic altogether about extinction and caring about others, it's not going to be the last statement either. So for me, the only placement that I've left with is the middle. Ideally, again, I'm telling you, I would not have answered this para jumble. Okay, but just for the sake of doing it, I've done it. నా క్యాట్ అయితే నేను చేయను, డెఫినెట్ గా నేను వదిలేస్తాను ఇది. 2 reasons. First thing, I'm not completely convinced with the theme of the para. Not completely convinced with what he's trying to achieve. Is he trying to tell us that, we have to focus on human extinction, or is he trying to tell us that we have to learn how to care for others? So I'm not convinced with that part. Okay. Second thing, I have 3 places to place 5, which means to say there's a 2/3 chance that I'll go wrong. And at the end of the day, that's how it is. No, 66% chance that I'll go wrong. So I would not answer this question for those 2 reasons, but please have a look at it and then go ahead with that. Cool. Okay, should we go to the RC, 1 RC, and then come back to this? Yes. Should we go to the second RC? No, see, my goal is that we should solve at least 2 RCs and the verbal assessments completely, ताकि कुछ तो हो. बाकी का हम लोग अगर कभी और डाल भी लेंगे, सारे मॉक्स का जो बच गया है, together even if we put 1 class, हो सकता है. Yes, do you want to read this? Yeah, please take maybe 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes. से ज्यादा का जरूरत नहीं होगा आपको. You've already seen this once before. Now, how many of you attempted this one? How many of you did not attempt? To attempt नहीं किया, you didn't attempt. ठीक है. But this was one of the shortest passages you could get in CAT. I strongly suggest जो छोटा है, समझ में थोड़ा भी मुश्किल हो, even if it's a little hard for you to understand, go attempt it. Okay, provided all your questions are not implied idea. If you see all questions are implied idea, छोड़ो निकलो. Yeah, okay. Pratiksha, you did this and you got this correct?
Sir, implied idea means?
Chakradhar, what, Nana?
Implied idea means
Inference-based questions.
means conclusion-based question, sir.
Not conclusion alone. Author agrees, author disagrees. From this line, what can you understand? Questions like that, which are not specific detail, which are not direct questions.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Did not attempt last question of this set because I'm not sure. Okay. What is the last question of this set? Let me see. How come people are skipping one question in the set? Yeah, I have a question. Done? All of you done reading this? Yes. Can I start explaining and can I start discussing this now? Okay. Yeah, Pratiksha, I'll get to that question and then I'll explain you about it. Okay. Right. So even-minded endurance is called titiksha in Sanskrit. I've practiced this mental neutrality. I've sat and meditated all night long in icy water in bitterly cold weather. Similarly, I've sat from morning till evening on burning hot sands of India. What is he trying to establish from this? Is he trying to establish that he has a lot of tolerance? No, he's trying to establish that the extremes don't bother him because he's practiced neutrality. Okay. You have something called as a dvandvas. ఎప్పుడు వినలేదా? Okay. కొంచెం ఎప్పుడప్పుడు అల్లప్పుడెప్పుడు విన్నావు కానీ నువ్వు చిన్నప్పుడు. Dvandvas are the opposite pairs of things. Heat and cold, love and hate. Okay. Someone who is, how do I put it nicely? Someone who is of steady wisdom. They call sthita prajna. Someone who is sthita prajna is above all these dvandvas. నువ్వు వెళ్ళి తిట్టినాడికి ఏమొచ్చేమి అనిపించదు, నువ్వు వెళ్ళాడు పోయినా ఏమనిపించదు.
Stable person.
స్టేబుల్ పర్సన్ కాదు నాన్న. స్థితప్రజ్ఞుడు is someone of a steady wisdom. It's a little, not a little, it's way more complicated than just a stable person. But okay, that's not what we are talking about. So I gained great mental strength by doing so. Can we understand that? Okay, by doing this meditation, someone can gain mental strength. Okay, when you have practiced such self-discipline, your mind becomes impervious to all disturbing circumstances. Impervious. Yeah, not able to pass through. That means no circumstance can what? Disturb you. Okay, sorry. If you think you can't do something, your mind is a slave. Free yourself. I don't mean that you should be rash. Try to rise above the disturbances gradually. Endurance is what you must have. What's endurance?
Last long.
Yeah, Chakradhar is given the right answer in a very short way. Last long. Okay. Yeah. You going on and on and on despite the challenges is your endurance. Okay. I don't know how many of you remember this, but when we were kids, okay, when I was kid, okay, we used to have these playing cards. Yeah, 50 cards, not those playing cards. I'm talking about WWE, Pokemon, right? Those playing cards. In that you had HP, endurance, and all that. Yes, endurance is how much can you stand. Okay. Now try to rise about disturbances gradually. Endurance is what we must have. Whatever may your trouble be, make a supreme effort to remedy it without worry, and until it's resolved, practice titiksha. Isn't this practical wisdom? If you're young and strong, then as you gradually strengthen your mind, your will and mind, you can practice more rigid methods of self-discipline as I did. So can I say that this guy did not stop at titiksha or meditation? Yes, he must have done some other crap, some crap that I don't know yet about. Okay. If you're thinking that the winter weather is coming and you're bound to catch cold, you're not developing mental strength. You've already committed yourself to certain weakness. When you feel you are susceptible to catching cold, mentally resist it. Okay, this is the right mental attitude. In your heart, sincerely do your best at all times, but without anxiety. Worry only paralyzes your efforts. If you do your best, God will reach down his hand to help you. If you do not acknowledge weakness in the face of your troubles, and if you refuse to worry about your problems, you'll find out how much more successful, peaceful, and happy you are. Basically, what's he saying? Believe in yourself. Yes, your belief has the power to change the circumstances. How? God will give you the hand, not literal hand. He'll give you some support and he'll make you get through them, provided you do not worry too much. Got it? Did you give this mark? Yes. Okay. Did you attempt this passage? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So make this affirmation daily. I'll neither be lazy nor feverishly active. In every challenge of life, I shall do my best without worrying about the future. Do not grieve for what you don't have. The most materially successful man may have the greatest worries and unhappiness. Okay. It's self-explanatory. I don't need to explain these two lines, but yeah. In contrast, I've seen in humble little huts and caves in India men who were true monarchs. Monarch is king. King. Monarch, monarchy. Okay, archy is rule, mono is single. So somewhere there's a single rule is a kingdom. The early throne of one such saint was a dried grass mat. He wore only little loincloth. So what are loincloths? Cheddilra. Okay, seriously, I'm not joking. Yeah, some of them have no food, nothing at all. They're richer than the world's millionaire. In biting cold weather, I saw one saint in the Himalayas who had nothing on. Won't you catch cold? I said. Sweetly, he answered. If I am warm with God's love, how can I feel the cold? Saints like him are greater than any crowned king. If without food, without any visible means of security, such men can be like kings, peaceful and without worry. Why can't you? Okay, so end goal. What's the main aim of this passage? To tell you, don't worry, be happy. నాగార్జున ఎప్పుడో చెప్పాడు అది, మనం వినట్లేదు కానీ. ఎస్, అందరికీ అర్థమైపోయింది కదా పక్కా? ఓకే, సో ఐల్ గెట్ 4 కరెక్ట్ ఆన్సర్స్. ఎస్, సంపత్ ఆన్సర్ చెప్పినాను. What according to the passage materialistic men, successful men may have? Now, always remember the first strategy here, whenever you're getting a question, पहले keywords identify करो. Okay, आपको दिख रहा है कि this is nothing but a descriptive passage. It's not even narrative, it's not even factual. Yes, it's descriptive. Okay, borderly it's tending towards narrative passage a little. Yes, but descriptive में हम लोग क्या जानते हैं? What do we know? Either vocab based questions come, specific detailed questions come. Inference based is very less. Yes, specific detail के लिए what's a strong point? We have to identify keyword, go back to where that keyword is. Yes, so this is the keyword, materialistically successful man. Where do I find it? I think I find it over here. Yes, okay, now we have identified where we can get our answer from, or where we can source our answer from. Batao yaar answer kya hai? అదే చెప్పినరా పాపం సంపత్ అన్నాను, అందుకే ఆడపక్క క్వశ్చన్ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి. నేను లేకపోతే అక్కడ హాయ్ కుర్చీ ఉన్నారు కదా నాకు. చెప్పు సంపత్. డి. ఓకే, హౌ మెనీ ఆఫ్ యూ సే ఆప్షన్ డి ఇస్ రైట్? కిరీటి చెప్తే కరెక్టే. Right. So what's your reason? Why are you taking off everything else? Nana? Okay. సరే, అదంతా కాకుండా మనం జస్ట్ పాజిటివ్ నెగిటివ్ లో చూసుకుందాం. ఇక్కడ వాడు ఏమన్నాడు, ఇలాంటి అదవకి ఏమో వచ్చి నెగిటివ్ ఉంటుంది అన్నాడు. ఓకేనా, డిప్రెషన్ ఏదో 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 చెప్పాడు కదా, మనకు అవన్నీ అవసరం, నెగిటివ్ ఉంటుంది ఇందులోని. ఇది పాజిటివా నెగిటివా? నెగిటివే. All at the cost of others kada, it's negative. Okay, now we'll compare. Is that the negative? No, so eliminate it. Is this positive or negative? This is positive. Is this positive or negative? Positive. Definitely both the positives are gone. The only negative that is left, you'll compare. This way you're not only answering what is according to you, you're also checking at the same time. Okay, if you're taking 30 to 45 seconds to answer, Nana, in that 45 seconds only you're validating your answer also, you're checking your answer also. The extra time जो waste होता है ना आपका, वो निकल जाएगा. Okay, all right, can we move forward? What type of question is this? What has the author of the passage practiced in his life? Can I say this is a main idea kind of question? Yes, okay, go on, tell me now. Ravi. Okay, how many of you agree with D? Okay, all of you agree with D. Sir, what about you? You agree? Cheyatach kada. Sare. What's your reason, Ravi? True, but it's not what the author has done himself. He has seen someone. So B and C we can take off because these are vicarious. All of you know what the word vicarious means? No? Okay. Let's say that someone somewhere has done a wheelie. Photo తీసాను లేకపోతే వీడియో తీసాను, యూట్యూబ్ లో పెట్టాను. ఆ యూట్యూబ్ లో వీడియో చూసి మన కిరీటి గడ్ రేపు వచ్చి నేను వీలీ చేస్తాను అన్నాడు అనుకో, దట్స్ వైకేరియస్ లెర్నింగ్. అక్కడ ఎక్కడి నుంచో చూసి మీరు ఓన్ గా చేయకుండా, మీరు ఓన్ గా నేర్చుకోకుండా ఏదో చేసి నేర్చుకోవడం, లేకపోతే ఎక్కడో ఉన్నదని ఇమాజిన్ చేసుకుని నేర్చుకోవడం. Okay, how many of you have gone to Paris before? None of you have gone to Paris. No. Okay, so when you are reading a tourist book, okay, about the streets of Paris and all that, you are vicariously over there. Okay, ఊహా స్ఫూర్తిగా. ఇంకా దానికన్నా తెలుగులో నేను చెప్పలేను, కష్టం. Yes, okay, so B and C we can take off. Making daily affirmations that he will not indulge in laziness or inactivity. Has he done that? No, he's asked us to do that. Get it? So between A and D, many people will get confused. But A, he has not done it. He has asked us to do it. Has he done it? Maybe. I don't know. He's not mentioned that. Got it? So that is why we are choosing D. Okay. Yes. Come on. Again, what type of question is this? Specific detailed question. So identify which paragraph is he taking it from. Then you can go ahead and lock down the answer. Oh, what's your name, Kana? Chepamma. Asha chocolate, ఎక్కువ time లేదు. B, okay. So, okay,
Sir, can
right.
we expect such sets in examination, sir?
What, Nana? Can you
Can we expect such this kind of sets in examination?
Yeah,
Like,
why?
because this seems an easy set, no, sir, compared to others.
Okay, so I don't know what you have in your mind about CAT, but all question papers, irrespective of what your question paper is always set according to this graph only. Okay. So again, how this graph works is also very nice. This is known as the Galton curve. Sir Francis Galton invented it. What he saw was that if I have a large number of sample, if I have a lot of people, randomly, if I record their behaviors and throw it onto a graph, most of them, at least 68% of them will fall across the mean. Okay, somewhere between 2 standard deviations from the mean. Yes. Now, Chakradhar, this is 1 standard deviation, which makes it 16%. And this is 16%. Okay, so 16% of your questions are going to be very easy. 68% of them are going to be average. 16% of them are going to be undoable. Now, when I say undoable, undoable by the average people. Okay, so yes, you can expect both easy questions, very tough questions, and average questions. Now, that is where the whole game comes in, no? That is why I've been trying to tell from the start of this discussion that first we have to choose which questions we want to answer. As long as I can answer all the easy questions and a few tough or average questions, how does it matter if I'm answering the very tough questions or not? मेरे को मेरा score आ गया ना. People are not going to see which question you've answered to get the score. They're only going to see how much score did you get. Correct? So you have to be smart in that aspect, nothing else. So wherever did I tell you the answer? What's the answer? B, no? Yes, you said B only, right? Yeah. Okay. A mind inadvertently becomes a slave of discipline is when you don't self-discipline yourself. It's just before that, no? Where is it? Here. If you think you can't do something, then your mind is a slave. Correct? So A is, what is it? It's an extreme answer. What about C? Mind gets chained and struggles for freedom. This is an out of scope answer. Maybe that's true. I don't know. But he's not told that to me yet. So it's an out of scope choice. Mind becomes disciple of your body. Sorry, yeah, of your body where God lives. Again, he said that if you're self-disciplined and you work hard, God will help you. He never said that you become God. Okay. So this is also a OSC, or actually it is a borderline extreme option only. Okay. So the only option left is B. Chalo. Last answer. Guys, it's already 6-7. If you guys can do a little fast, we'll be able to cover one more passage and at least a few para summaries. Kirti, Chapena, answer. Huh? D? Yes? Yeah. Obviously, again, this is one thing that's very, very clear. It's very clear over here. When we are talking about now, Pratiksha, your doubt comes here, no? कि ये क्या है? Slipshod क्या है? Huh? Where? Okay. No, see, so when we are looking at these big words, what are big words? Words that we don't know about. Try to get the context of it. It is not going to be like you can memorize all the words in your life. Okay. So if we don't know these words, can we attempt this question or not? Ideally, yes, we can attempt it. Okay. Provided you don't have other questions that you know for sure you can answer this. Okay. Self-discipline. Which of the following statements is true in the context of the passage? Self-discipline makes your mind flexible to change from one thought to another. Obviously, is it true or not? Okay. How is it true? ఏంటంటే మెంటల్ గా నువ్వు ఫిక్స్ చేసుకుంటే అది అక్కడేమో ఎక్కడ నీకు చెప్పలేదు దట్ యూ విల్ బి ఏబుల్ టు షిఫ్ట్ థాట్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ ఈ సెట్ దట్ ఇఫ్ యూ డిసైడ్ సంథింగ్ యూ విల్ బి ఏబుల్ టు రెసిస్ట్ సంథింగ్ నాకు ఇప్పుడు చలి వేయట్లేదు నేను అనుకున్నాను అనుకోరా ఏసీ నువ్వు ఎంత పెంచినా నాకు చలేదు అన్నాడు నేను అంటలేదు ఓకే ఎస్ సో దట్ ఈస్ వాట్స్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ బట్ దిస్ ఇస్ నాట్ ద థింగ్ స్లిప్ షాట్ మీన్స్ కేర్లెస్నెస్ అదనమాట ఆ మీనింగ్ పక్కన పెట్టేసిన వన్ షుడ్ రైజ్ అబౌట్ మెంటల్ డిస్టర్బెన్స్ ఇన్ స్లిప్ షాట్ మేనర్ కెన్ ఐ సే దట్ స్లిప్ షాట్ మేనర్ ఇస్ సంథింగ్ నెగటివ్ because he's saying one should rise above. No. Yes. Now, is that true according to the passage? No. He's never told us about rising above anything. He only told what should we get into. Self-discipline and all. Yes. Third wala. One should bear everything that comes to one's life with ignominy. Again, over here, what could ignominy mean?
It could mean like what it meant in the fourth sentence also, no?
What? ఒక్క నిమిషం ఇక్కడ ఏదో చెప్తున్నారు వాళ్ళు. Yeah, what did it mean in the fourth sentence?
So like without worrying about the future.
Right. Okay, just give me one moment here.
Yes, like I saw the meaning after the test, but I was unsure of.
Yeah, Pratiksha, I'm sorry, I just got cut off. Can you tell me again? You were saying something?
So, like while giving the examination, I thought that it may mean something like without worrying about the future or something that the passage is telling. After the exam, I saw the meaning, but during that time, both B and C actually.
Okay, so what did you realize after the exam?
The meanings were like, if I knew the meaning, it would have been a very easy question.
Okay, so tell me, what did you realize after the exam?
I need to practice more vocab.
Okay, fine. Okay. When he's saying one should bear everything that comes to one's life with ignominy. Now, has he ever forget about what ignominy is also? So Pratiksha was saying that she assumed ignominy is without worry for the future and all. Okay. And when she saw the meaning later after the exam, she realized that yes, she should practice more vocab. But keeping the fun aside, forget about all that. Did he talk about you bearing anything at all? प्रतीक्षा कहीं पे बात किया उसने कि you have to bear this? प्रतीक्षा?
But so for example, to try to rise above disturbances gradually is about,
that is about self-discipline, no? Over there also, what did he say? He didn't say bear the disturbances. He said rise above it gradually.
yes, sir.
Yeah. So these keywords are what we should be looking at. And in every question, usually the keyword is your verb or your adverb. Okay? If you're looking at adjective, verb, adverb, 90% of your problems will go away. The last wala kya hai? One should face the challenge squarely without worrying about the future. Again, what is facing the challenge squarely? Even if you don't understand that, phrase, the phrase is very common. Facing something squarely is head on with it. Okay, naturally. But even if you don't understand it, we know that one should face without worrying about future. इतना हमको समझ में आ रहा है ना आंसर में. Yes, that is what the main idea is. So why not take that? Especially when he has not, यहाँ पे true दिया है. Usually people give not true. 90% of people will give not true. 90% examiners. यहाँ पे उसने true दिया है. One key rule, thumb rule की तरह आप याद रख सकते हो. If someone is asking what is true according to the passage, first thing that you should get into your mind is what's the main idea of the passage. Because your main idea is always true according to the passage. Okay, so should we do this paragraph or should we go to the para summaries now? Para summaries.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes, Indu.
Sir, I have a doubt in RCs. Like, is it ideal to just first scan the RC and then go to the questions and then just scan all the questions and then
It
read
is-
the whole RC?
So see, ideally that is what we do. No, we skim the RC to check for the length, the type of words that are involved, and also to check for the kind of what do you say, question types that there are. So yeah, we do that.
So
I
is
didn't
that
get
the
your doubt,
ideal
the
way
ideal
or
way.
else
That is
should
the
I
ideal way.
first
That is
read
the
the
ideal
whole?
way. As long as you're able to do it within the first 5 minutes, that's the ideal way.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
But how many of you know what ignominy is? None of you know? Shame. Not on you. Ignominy is shame. No, seriously, I'm not joking. Hmm. If any one of you is like actually interested in improving your vocab, but at a very organic, very slow pace, there's this Quora page called as Daily Dose of Vocabulary. Okay. See, Apex का आप अगर Instagram follow कर रहे हो, फिर भी आपको vocab तो मिल रहा है. Every day they're posting one reel or the other on vocab and LR or something or the other. Yeah. But नहीं मेरे को और कुछ करना है. I want more sources. You can follow Daily Dose of Vocabulary on Quora. Okay. They give normal words. It's not focused on cat education. Okay. They give normal words also. Words you might know. Words which might not be relevant to you at all. Okay. So it's a very widespread thing. अगर करना है आप कर सकते हो. Yeah. What's the answer here? B. How many of you have given this answer before in the mock? Okay. Okay. So a lot of you have given and most of you have gotten it correct. Yes. Okay. So what's he saying? People who don't believe in the soul are in a most unfortunate condition. They do not know where they come from, nor do they know where they are going. Knowledge of the soul is the most important knowledge, but it's not discussed in any university. But what is the constitution of this body? What's the distinction between a dead body and a living body? Why is this body living? What is the condition of the body and what is the value? People need to understand that they are not these bodies, but their spirit souls. Okay. What is he talking about? Soul is important. No one talks about soul, but people should know about soul. Can I say this is my primary understanding of all of this? Now see which option reflects your primary understanding. Okay, this is the simplest manner in which you can go. This is known as pre-thinking. कि आपने options देखे नहीं है, you have not seen the options yet, but you are seeing, okay, what did I get? And is any option reflecting what I've got? That's called pre-thinking. After you've crossed the pre-thinking stage, then you can eliminate options based on it. Okay. So A, there should be courses teaching people about the soul, and it's a very important topic. And most of us are ignorant about it. Okay. 2 on a 3 is right. Yes, he's right about it being an ignorant topic and an important topic. But did he ever talk about courses being there for teaching people this? Though an assumption can be made or an inference can be made that yes, this is it, but that's not what he stated. So it won't be a summary. Okay, remember para summaries में हम लोग के three, what are the three main things that we have to look at? Para summaries class हुआ था क्या आपका? Did I take para summaries with you? Yes, no, no.
No, sir.
ठीक है. You have A, B, C in para summaries. First one, accuracy, brevity, clarity. These are the three things that you are looking for in para summaries. Okay, so this is not accurate. It's not an accurate option. Chalo, B. It's sad that some people do not believe in the soul. Yes, which comes from this part. So the first idea is captured. Knowledge of the soul is extremely important, but unfortunately, it is not discussed in any university, which leaves many questions about the soul unanswered, which again captured through this point till here. Okay. And last one, people need to understand that their soul is of their essence, which is what's brought down in the last point. So this comprehensively captures all the three ideas. So it's accurate, it's clear, okay, and it's short. Brevity is shortness. So it's short. For brevity, the root word brev, this is again where you get brief from. Okay, same root word se aata hai. So I can definitely say that this is my right answer. Let's actually look at the other two also. Soul or spirit is the most important part of the body and we should value it. ठीक है. I might say that that came from this part. But it leaves out the option about people understanding. Okay, it directly presumes that we have to do it. ठीक है, मान लेते हैं. We should strive to learn more and more about it. Unfortunately, we ignore it and pursue other knowledge, which though important may not be as essential, which is not talked about in the passage. Is not compared between this knowledge and any other knowledge. Clear? अब समझ में गए सब लोग? Okay. For our last one, the only thing that differentiates between our being alive or dead is our spirit. दिया है, शायद कहीं पे दिया है, but it posed as a question. This part. Yes, it's posed as a question. So he's not actually given that answer. So again, this is wrong. Out of scope ho jata hai na wo. Yes, come on. We need to be quick. We have last 10 minutes. At least बाकी के दो पैरा समरीज अपन कंप्लीट कर लेते हैं ना यार. How many of you answered this question? The others who have not, please look. Done? Are all of you done? Yes? Okay. So क्या बोल रहा है? Since the propeller works in water, the ship speed will normally less than the theoretical speed. The difference between the two speeds is known as the apparent slip, and it's often expressed as the ratio between the actual speed or ratio or a percentage of the actual speed to the theoretical speed. If the ship speed is measured relative to surrounding water, that's by means of a log line, the theoretical speed will be invariably exceed the ship speed, giving a positive apparent slip. If, however, the ship speed is measured relative to the land, then any movement of water will affect the apparent slip, and it should be and should the vessel be traveling in the flowing current, then the ship speed may exceed the theoretical speed, resulting in a negative apparent slip. So he basically talked about what slip speed is and what are the different conditions in which we are going to get different slip speeds, positive, negative, and neutral. And clear? This much of the thing is clear to all of you. Okay. A में क्या बोल रहा है? All the propellers work in water. No, that is only wrong. Remember, I told you once So whenever you're getting extreme answers, you usually get things like all or none. यहाँ पे ही आपको समझ में आ जाना चाहिए. Yes. So immediately I'm not even looking at that entire answer. I'm straight away crossing it off. Okay. Apparent slip is relative to how the ship speed is measured. Even the movement of water will affect the apparent. True. What he's saying is true, but it's not the comprehensive list of all the ideas in the passage. Yes. So that's also wrong. Apparent slip is calculated as the difference between the ship speed and the theoretical speed. However, it varies with the method of measuring the ship. So far, it's all good. The apparent slip will be positive or negative depending on the measurement of the ship speed relative to land and water, respectively. Yes, so far, this is all good. So we can keep this in contention. Next one, ship speed can be measured in different ways. That's relative to surrounding, relative to surrounding water, relative to land, or the vessel traveling in a flowing current. Okay, now this is a little more clear. Okay, see, both C and D have the same idea. Accuracy wise, both of them are same. Clarity wise, D is better than C. Okay. Apparent slip is the difference between the theoretical speed and the actual speed of the ship. It may be positive or negative based on how the ship is measured. Same cheese bola wo bhi. Yes, but since the clarity is more in D, we are going to choose D. Okay. Yeah.
But sir, in C option over here in the second sentence of C, we have respectively, right? Positive or negative.
Yeah, no, I'm also hearing here. Yeah.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, Sindhu, you're audible.
Yes, sir.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Another girl also pointed out the same thing.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
we
So
can look
automatically
at
C
positive
will
and
be
negative land and
eliminated.
water and eliminate that also. I didn't pay that much keen attention to it. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
So the answer is C.
No, the answer is B. He said surrounding to the water. Yeah. See, over there it's measured, it's mentioned that if you're measuring it surrounding to the water, you're getting a positive apparent. Yes, and if it's measured relative to the land, then you'll be getting a negative apparent.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
So land and flowing current, it's a negative apparent, and water, it's a positive apparent. But in the sea, it's reverse, no? Land and water
Yes.
respectively karke bola hai usne. Yeah. So sea, although it covers all the ideas, the last idea is reversed also. Yes, sorry, my bad. I didn't even check that. But even if we don't look at that, we should look at it. But even if we don't look at it on the clarity basis, D is the clear victor. But good observation. Nice. Yes. So अगला ये कर लें. Odd man out है ना? No? Okay. Para summary only. Okay, cool. For alternative summaries are given. हाँ, cool. कर लो. I think with this we'll have to end today. Yes. Hmm. So what is he saying here? He's saying that we have both of these beautiful organizations, IMF and World Bank, who think that they've been managing money very well. Okay. But things are not as rosy as they seem on the outside. So what did they do? They started looking at whom to blame. Yes. Now, obviously, they were thinking about, blaming these things on those countries which have these hot money, or what is this, free money that they can transfer something. Yes, short-term capital. But what happened? This was only in line with the credo or with the motto, the normal line of globalization. Globalization in our credo of what? Yeah, globalization. ఏంటది అంటే there should be free movement of capital. When Southeast Asian countries like Malaysia, okay, stopped or imposed some restrictions, these people started blaming the entire thing on these countries, saying that because you're restricting the free flow of capital, there'll be some kind of consequences. Okay, that's what he's saying. Would prove counterproductive in the long run. So some kind of bad consequences would be there. Okay. Now, the collapse of economies in Southeast Asia was a result of the faulty policies pursued by the governments of these countries. No, the concept, the whole thing is not about Southeast Asia at all. The whole thing starts with Washington consensus and how those set of rules or how those set of agreed statements for that matter, not even rules, aphorisms he's saying, no. That means common beliefs or statements that are commonly believed in. Okay, how are these really going with the damage? So Southeast Asian crisis presented a dilemma to the champions of free market economy. Again, we don't know who the champions of free market economy are, and we don't know about the dilemma also. We only know that a lot of money was being transferred from here to there by certain people, okay, who are managing this short-term capital, and these people, World Bank and IMF, are not able to understand what to do about it, or they did not understand how exactly it falls under their vision or how exactly it falls under their agreements. Because South Asian crisis was caused by unrestrained entry and exit of hot money. Yes. This could be one of the options that we can look at. Yes. But did he really tell us that, there are any kind of a crisis that just started or there is a crisis that was caused because of this? No, he said that there was some kind of an implicit faith in the efficacy or how the market would function. And that kind of stopped. Okay. Why? Because of the free movement of international capital and unrestricted free trade of goods throughout the world. So ye ho raha tha, this was happening. But some people put in some kind of a barrier. Malaysia put in the barrier. Why some people? Okay. So they are saying this might affect them later on. So far, no one has told that there's a crisis because of this. Yes. So I think C can also be, taken off. D is the Washington consensus presented a conflicting view on the reasons for financial crisis in Southeast Asia. Yes, because the first view was that there is hot money that's moving from here to there, which is causing all these crises. But then we found out that no, 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 that's not the reason. You actually putting restrictions on entry of money was the reason. Okay, again, he's not saying that was the reason. He's saying that could be the reason in the long term. Okay, so we can say that the Washington consensus, those set of statements which are agreed by all these people, okay, that presented a conflicting view, that presented an opposite view on how World Bank and IMF actually thought about the financial crisis or the reasons for financial crisis. So here also your answer will be D. Are we clear? Yes. So you guys are understanding how we are going through with these mocks, what our strategy is. Yes, when we are looking at an RC, what are we looking at first? The length. I mean, when you're skimming the RCs, you're looking at the length first. After you're looking at the length, you're looking at how many words do you know about? Is it the genre that you are comfortable with? And then the type of questions. Okay, just have a small look at the type of questions. If he's asking too many implied idea questions, okay, I'd rather do another RC than this. I'll come back to this RC later. Okay, Parajumbles हम लोग पक्का कर रहे हैं. At least 2 on a 3. These also we are doing at least 2 on a 3 correct. Yes, these should get you the score. So I'll share that doc tonight. Please enter all your email IDs or I'll ask Deepak or Suraj, if they have your email IDs, then you won't have to enter that also. Okay, I'll share it with you all. Just make sure that you are entering your name and putting down your scores. Mock 1, Mock 2, Mock 3, etc. Okay. Chalo, bye bye. Have a good day.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Sindhu, tell me.
So what was the website which you said for vocabulary or something?
No, not the website, Nana. On
Yeah,
Quora,
Quora or
there's this
something.
page, daily dose of vocab.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.